good. Oh, testing. Okay.
Stuff working?
Yeah, I just wanted to up my volume a little bit. Are you good?
I'm good. I'm just waiting for you to be good.
I'm gonna be good. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Hello, my
Are you sure you're gonna be good?
I'm gonna be good. Excuse me in advance for the coughing that is definitely gonna happen in this recording.
Okay. Hello. Welcome back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I don't know how happy it is for you, but Happy New Year.
It sucked. All my plans ruined. Damn it.
I'm sorry.
What a blower, man. What a blower.
I know, you had a rough start to
We
the
had so
year.
many fun plans made, man.
Not us, sweet. I had no fun plans made.
So yeah, that all got blown out the water. But here we are in a new year.
Here we are.
Kind of can't believe it. I mean, the year really just came and went. Like, geez.
I know. We are like so under the weather today. I am exhausted because I met you in the middle today and we went early instead of late. So I am thinking through pudding. Like that's how my brain feels.
Yes. Yes. And I am sick with the crud.
Yeah.
But like after I pick up Caleb from school and we have like a couple things to do, take him home, I'm coming right back and I'm going to sleep. That's why I asked could we do it earlier, because I was like, no, I'm going to sleep.
Oh, that's fine. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah. So here we are.
Here we are, for better or worse.
Putting our best foot forward.
Are we? I don't know what we're doing right now.
Yes.
I'm in my gym jams.
I'm not in gym jams, but I am in my very comfy loungewear, for home or whatever. I have on my comfy joggers. So
Naomi would have been a house dress lady.
Oh my God. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like killer house dress.
Yes. For sure. That's so my vibe. That's absolutely my vibe. Oh my gosh. I better be careful laughing. It makes me want to cough.
It makes you cough more. Yeah, I know.
It does. Yep.
There's definitely something going around. I'm hoping to not get it, but it's
it feels like you and Jesus don't get it.
It feels like the walls are closing in. Like at work, it's like one more person, then another person, and then another person. Oh my
gosh. So, I know.
And no one's getting the exact same thing. Like some people have the flu, some people have COVID, some people just have a cold, but they're all like getting sick at once.
Right.
So,
and to be clear, I don't know what the heck is going on here. You know what I mean? So,
you could have the flu, you could have COVID, you could have a cold.
All I know is I feel better. Every day I feel better. Ooh.
Yeah.
I haven't had strep since the 90s.
I haven't had strep since 2005.
Yeah. No one likes to feel like they're swallowing glass, so that sucks. Anyway, I hope you all are staying healthy out there, and I don't know, man, put those masks back on. I just ordered out another box. I ordered a fresh new box because it's just too much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, life is hard. Anyway, have you been reading?
I have, off and on. Yeah, I have.
What have you been reading?
Well, it's a favorite person. It's a favorite. You may know this person. Goes by the name of Alyssa Ferrante. It's her children's book.
I was gonna say, is that a picture book?
It is. It's a children's book. It's called The Beach at Night. Obviously, yes, still translated by Anne Goldstein from the Italian. And it's this cute little story about this little girl's doll that got left at the beach. And this doll desperately wanting to be found by her lovely owner. It's such a cute little sweet story.
Aww.
And the illustrations are absolutely beautiful. It's just a nice, quick little 20-minute read, so go ahead and get your children hooked on Elena Ferrante now. You'll thank me later. So that's The Beach at Night. Isn't it so cute, though?
It is adorable.
I didn't know about it, when I was trying to fill in the gaps of her fiction work. And I was like, what is this? And then when I got it in the mail, I was like, this is so freaking adorable. I can't.
Sometimes you just need a little children's book. Like, the right children's book is just exactly what you needed.
It's great. So. It's great. I love that she has that. So yeah, I'm done with all of her fiction. So now this year I'm going to read she has 2 or 3 nonfiction books. I think 2.
There's at least one on writing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I have something that is a favorite of yours that I finally read.
I just perked up. I just got excited.
It's my first book of 2024 that is finished. It's Paradise Rock.
Oh, my heart.
I might hurt your heart.
It's okay.
Because
it's okay.
I think that you. I think I heard you talk about this too much.
That I did.
So
I did.
I went into this with like certain expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel those expectations. I was expecting a lot more like uncomfiness. And I wasn't as uncomfy as I feel like you felt. I really enjoyed this like slowly turning, this like obsessive sort of coming of age kind of sexual awakening that turns into this like mycelium fungi collective, like we're sharing brains and memories. And I enjoyed that kind of vaguely horror like aspect of it. But I was expecting to be like disgusted based on the way that you were talking, and I was like, this isn't disgusting. Though I will say that if my roommate crawled into bed naked with me and pissed on me, I'd be really upset. I would not be okay with that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, but I'm very curious to read the other one, whatever that other book is. What's it called?
The one where she's floating through the doorway.
Like God is Waiting, or Ghosts in the Throat, or something. I don't know. Oh, Ghosts in the Throat or something else. But
yeah, that's something else.
Very curious to see her other books. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how I go with the other ones. But it was interesting. And I liked this like weird shift between like reality and inside the apartment.
Yeah.
And how she even like understands that she has to break free from this surreal existence.
Right.
And return to reality. Where are you going?
I'm getting another book because I was going to talk about that one again. I'm going to remove it. I'm just going to.
But we're not talking about that in this episode.
Oh, which one is it? Oh, right. For later. I just moved it for later. Okay. So I don't forget.
So you can't keep talking about this book.
Right. I mean, I've talked about it a lot. I really have. I talked about it a lot. Yeah.
So that's my book. And no, I'm glad I read it.
I'm glad you read it too.
But I think that's some of the danger of spending so much time in bookland is that you sometimes lose that like fresh reveal or whatever. Like you go in with too many expectations. And sometimes that's the thing I hate about doing all this is that sometimes we spend so much time talking about books. Like I really want to read Northwoods, but I want to wait because all my friends have read it. It's like on everybody's like best read books of the year list. And I need a minute. I need like space and time.
That's how I feel about that book as well. It's on everyone's list. Everyone's still talking about it. And I'm thinking maybe that'll be like one of my summer reads because I feel like by that time there will be plenty other books that have, taken people's breath away. And maybe I won't be hearing so much about Northwoods. So I think I'm going to really savor that as like a summer read.
Something like that. Like I need to put space between us. So
yeah.
The space between. I don't even like Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I had a moment. I need to sleep. I don't know if you are aware of
We
that.
both need to sleep. Yes.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so what are we here to talk about on this welcome back episode? Welcome to the new year. Sorry, we
Welcome to
are
the new year.
all run down in the dreary start of February. Nope,
No?
January. It's not
Mm-hmm.
February.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a new year and it's time to reveal our 2024 community reading schedule, and to remind you about our third annual 12 Women, 12 Countries reading challenge, and the
Mm-hmm.
chat a bit about our Discord and Patreon options. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So I feel like you need to kick it off because this first one I don't remember anything about.
Oh, for January,
And
February?
I think January, February is a you pick. So
Yeah. All
yeah,
right.
go
So,
for it.
yeah, so we have 5 books for our 2024 community reading schedule. So for January and February, we're reading Vengeance is Mine by Marie, I don't know how to say her last name, by Marie
And
Endai,
something like that. I've only read
translated
one of
from
her
the,
books.
me too, this one, translated from the French by Jordan Stump. And this is out now from Knopf. This was my first book of hers. Yeah, I read it last month, and I think that I'm going to read a little bit of the synopsis in a minute, but I couldn't stop reading it. I was really into it. I remember you read a book of hers that was something about green,
South
something is
Portrait in
green,
Green.
right? And I don't remember you loving it. I don't remember you loving that one.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was interesting. I feel like I wanted her to do more with what she was playing with, but
Yeah. So this book is um I don't know, I thought it was really interesting. So we have this middle-aged lawyer, and she is a divorced single mother, and she's just like started her own law firm. It's not doing particularly great. But she gets this case to defend this woman who has been accused of murdering her children. And it's that lady's husband who is the one that sought her out to take the case. And when he first comes to her office, he looks extremely familiar, like someone that she somewhat grew up with. And so he never says, like, hey, do you remember me from our childhood? There's no mention of it. He just kind of acts like this is their first time meeting, but she's pretty sure that they've met and had some interactions before growing up. And so the story kind of unfolds where we're trying to figure out, number one, like, what happened with this woman and her children. Did she really kill them? Also, who is this man, her husband? Do they have a past? Did they really know each other? If so, why is he not saying anything about it? And then we've got her maid, who is also married and has children, who this lady is also trying to help get her citizenship together. And so all of these little stories are like kind of webbed and cobbled together. And it, to me, just feels very interesting and very intriguing. And I thought it was a lot of fun. So that is our January, February read. Vengeance is Mine by Marie Endai, translated from the French by Jordan Stump. Do you want to do the next one?
sure, of course I will. Because this is, I didn't realize that we were putting things on here. I thought I was the only one who's putting stuff on here that I've already read. So I selfishly added this to the list because I really just want to see everybody else's reactions to it. And I kind of want to come back to it. So it's The Discomfort of Evening by Mariek Lucas. I I can't say Dutch
Yeah, that's really
names.
hard. Yeah.
But it's translated from the Dutch by Michelle Hutchinson. And this book is disturbing and gross and weird. And I've seen people it seems like a very polarizing book. Like you either loved it or it went too far for you and you just could not connect. So I need to know how everybody feels.
Yeah.
So really I'm just subjecting you all to this so that I can hear everybody's responses.
I love it.
So this is Jas lives with her devout farming family in rural Netherlands. On one winter day, her older brother joins an ice skating trip. Resentful at being left alone, she makes a pervasive plea to God, and he never returns. And as grief overwhelms the farm, Jas succumbs to a vortex of increasingly disturbing fantasies, watching her family disintegrate into darkness that threatens to derail them all. It's very like there's a lot of trigger warnings. There's a lot of abuse that happens in this, but there's also a lot of like dealing with grief and trauma and loss and all this stuff and religiosity. And it's a very interesting book that I do think about sometimes. Not
I'm excited
willingly,
to read it,
but I do think about it sometimes.
I'm excited to read it because I want to know if it's going to disturb me, and if so, like on what level of disturbance am I going to be on. So I'm very interested in reading this book.
Do you want me
Very
to do May
much.
too?
Yeah.
So I did this selfishly as well. So I
I'm
really
down
love
for it.
Clarice Lispector, who's a Brazilian author, very prolific. Um, and I've read the complete stories, this giant book. Uh, and I didn't want to subject you all to that. So we picked a novel, and Near to the Wild Heart by Clarice Lispector, obviously translated from Portuguese by Alison Entrekin or Entrekin. I'm bad with names. So this is Joanna, a young woman very much in the mode of existential contemporaries like Camus and Sartre, ponders the meaning of life, the freedom to be oneself, and the purpose of existence. Near to the Wild Heart does not have a conventional narrative plot. It instead recounts flashes from the life of Johanna, between her present as a young woman and her early childhood. These focus, like most of Lispector's work, on the interior emotional states of the mind. What I loved about that collection of short stories is it really, you get to see the span of a writer's life from her early works to her last bits of writing. And you have these moments near the end where you can see how sort of frustrated and disgruntled she is with the process of writing, with being a writer. You get to see her grow as like a woman, but also as a writer, as a wife, as a human living in the world. I believe she was also married to a diplomat, so she has like this very interesting life. This one's for the girlies. I need more Lispector, so I'm bringing you all along with me.
Okay, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. I must admit that our August September read I'm the most excited about because I've been wanting to read this book for like a couple years.
Same.
And that is
I don't know if I'm most excited, but I've been eyeing it for a long time. I have it. I finally bought it. I have it now.
Oh, fantastic. And that is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman, translated from the French by Ross Schwartz. And it says, deep underground, 39 women live in prisons in a cage. Watched over by guards, the women have no memory of how they got there, no notion of time, and only vague recollection of their lives before. As the burn of electric light merges day into night and numberless years pass, a young girl, the 40th prisoner, sits alone and outcast in the corner. Soon she will show herself to be the key to the others' escape and survival in the strange world that awaits them above ground. Yeah, I just want to see how they write this story. Same. So I'm very excited about that one. And that is our August September pick.
We are taking a little break over the summer, so that's usually when we take our little break. So you guys get a little reprieve. You can travel, do whatever you want to do, and then we'll be back for August, September, October, November, and then Christmas,
Boom,
Hanukkah, holidays, New Year, all that fun stuff.
All that fun stuff.
So the last one. Do you want to do the last one? Because I don't know this book. This is another one.
I have always seen it, and this author, I'm very familiar with this author, and I've been wanting to try her out. So I was like, okay, well, let's just throw that in there. So for October, November is Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin, translated from the Spanish by Megan McDowell. We love Megan McDowell. She's another one of my favorite translators. A young woman named Amanda lies dying in a rural hospital clinic. A boy named David sits beside her. She's not his mother. He's not her child. Together, they all tell a haunting story of broken souls, toxins, and the power of desperation in family. That's really all I know. That's all I
And
want to
that's all you
know.
need to know?
That's all you need to know. But Samantha Shrubberlin is somebody I'd like to eventually like make my way through her backlist. So I'm happy that we're going to be giving her a read this year.
Well, when we finish this, I will see how I feel the same way.
Yeah. So those are our 5 picks for our community reading schedule. So if you are not already a part of our Discord, which is free, please join us on Discord. That's where we have lots of conversations about all things bookish, articles, awards, our community reads, etc., etc. We're having a good time over there. Our community is continually growing, so come on over and join the fun. You can always find that link to join our Discord on our website, tbrlowdown.com. .com. Yeah.
Oh God, we're showing our age.
Yeah. Right? Wow. Someone was just like, how old are these ladies? Old.
We are old.
Old.
We do also have a Patreon, which will probably be getting a little bit of a revamp as Naomi and I put our heads together and do some stuff over the course of the beginning part of the year. Both that and mine will also be getting a revamp. I think this is the year of focusing on our Patreons a little bit, and trying to make them work for the community, and giving like the best that we can give. It's very generous of people to support us monetarily in any way. So we want to make sure that we're giving you guys something in return that makes sense for your generous support and continued support. It was really nice to actually see our little like TBR Lowdown Spotify Wrapped thing.
Yeah, it was.
I think the most shocking thing for both of us was that our Wives Under the Sea was our most listened to episode.
Our most listened to, and I think one of the episodes that brought in a lot of first-time listeners.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really interesting.
So what that says to me is that you and I need to talk about more singular books.
Yep.
Which hopefully we will do more of in this year.
Yeah.
We still have a couple books from last year because, as you know, if you've been following along, 2023 was a crazy year for the two of us, and we've been just keeping our heads above water. I think in terms of our commitments, just the amount of times we really cut it fine. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, and it's hard to have full-time jobs and lives and responsibilities and do this. And we do it because we love it. So
it's not our job.
It's just a reality that it's difficult logistically. So we do have discussions still for the bane of Naomi's existence, which is Pentacle. And also Miss Iceland, which was the last book we were supposed to be reading last year. Did you read it?
Nope.
Neither did I. So I will be reading that in January. We will
Yep. So
yeah, I did not getting to that
with me in January, but there she is.
It's not like the shortest book in the world, and you still haven't finished it, and I think that says a lot.
So crazy.
But yeah, so we apologize for being so sort of behind, and we will be caught up and catching up. And new year, new us.
Yeah.
So we're starting it off with a bang.
We're here.
We're here. And that's what matters.
Yes.
We are here.
Yeah. So, I'm excited about it. I do love our Discord though. And, I do love the conversations we have over there, and I'm excited to continue to grow that community.
Yeah. It's really nice to have offline, like I know it's online, but like offline conversations, like taking it out of the just you and I talking and then and breaking that wall and talking to people. I love that.
Me too.
And we'll still be going with the uncut video over on YouTube if that's how you prefer to consume content. But that's really, expect some little tweaks to Patreon. We've got some reading for you. We have our 12 Women in 12 Countries.
Yes.
Going again.
3rd year in a row.
I love seeing when people pop up graphics. We should refresh that graphic though.
Yeah.
I'll have a little gander at that. Um, but yeah, we just want people to read, read around the world. It's better.
Read around the world. Yes. Oh, speaking of the graphics, there are. If you go to our TBR Lowdown on Instagram and you click on the story highlight, 12 women, 12 countries, there are several templates that you can use to share, what you're currently reading or what you've read already to track your 12 women, 12 countries challenge. It'll also be on Storygraph, as it was last year. So join in on the fun. Join in on the fun. It's a great
It's a
way
good time.
to expand your reading.
It really is a good time. And I found some really interesting things. So, and I think you have too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really nice to branch out of what you see all the time, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be a short episode because we're both kind of just like mildly deceased.
Just a little bit. I mean, it's our announcement episode, so
But we're gonna, rest up, come back strong.
come back very strong, full of energy, no lingering
one
crud.
one thing that I would like us to do more of is lives. And I'd
Yes.
like everybody to participate more in lives. And I'd like us to
Yes.
we will attempt to get better at announcing them in some way, shape, or form
Yes.
for you guys, so you can hop on and talk to us. Because it is really fun to have that interactive moment. We tend to do
Absolutely.
our lives when we're talking about a specific book, especially these community reads. So it's really nice to have that time for you guys to jump in and say what you thought about it. And it's fun talking to other people. We talk to each other all the time. It's nice to talk to some other
Exactly.
people and get other points of
Exactly.
views and things. So
I love a live. I love when you all come on the live and converse, share your
yeah,
thoughts, and it's nice. It's
yeah,
nice. So
it's a good time.
more lives, more lives, more lives.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think we should let Naomi get to bed soon. So, do you have a book recommendation?
Oh, heck yes. So, I've had this book forever, and I finally read it last year, and that is Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff.
Oh, I still have not read it.
And
Did you like it?
I
And you must because
I
you're
thought it
recommending
was
it.
phenomenal. I thought it
Okay.
was phenomenal. I really did. So I'm slowly making my way through Lauren Groff. I read Matrix.
Did you like Matrix?
Um, I thought it was fine. I did not love it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I was very
And
like
I
middle
can,
of the road.
yeah, but I could still see. I could still see the talent still shines through,
Yeah.
in that book. You know what I mean? You can tell that she's a very talented, very creative, very visionary type of writer. But I loved Fates and Furies so much. But look, it's one of my sweet spots, right? It's a portrait of a marriage. Hello. You had me at I do. You know what I mean? Like that's my thing.
I know what you mean.
So this book is really broken up into two parts, Fates and Furies. And the first part is really from the husband's perspective. Lotto, the husband, and Mathilde, the wife, they meet when they're, super, super young, and they get married super, super quick. And everyone thinks they're freaking crazy, obviously, because why would you do that? Because you're so
Mm-hmm.
young. Um, and so you've got a lot of naysayers, a lot of doubters. In addition to that, although Lotto um, has a lot of family money, when he tells his mother that he's married this woman, she cuts him off completely. So in the first years of their marriage, Mathilde is really holding down the fort financially. Lotto really hasn't really hit his stride. He's trying to be an actor or whatever, and it's not really going his way. He's not that great, but he thinks he's great, and he's kind of stuck in that whole delusion about how wonderful of an actor he is, and he knows his big break is coming. And Matilda's doing everything that she can, to work and pay the bills and keep a roof over their heads and all that good stuff. And we're trotting along through their marriage, and we're trotting along through Lotto's many failures and Matilda trying to hold him up and keep his spirits alive and whatnot. And when we get to the second part of Furies, which is from Matilda's perspective, the whole tone of the book really changes. It becomes very rageful, just boiling over, because you're hearing now all of her thoughts and feelings about what she thought about her marriage and the revelations that she's come across and thinking about how her husband treated her, or what she thought he felt about her. And it got real hot. It got really hot, and you can just feel it just burning off the page. I thought this was masterful. I really did. It is a complete look at such a long marriage, and at these individual people who we get to know so well in this book. I think I'm gonna always think about Fates and Furies. So now
I have to read it.
Yeah, I really understand now why so many people loved this book. Okay. I really do. It's really deep.
Perhaps I'll get to it in 24.
Yeah.
24. I can't enunciate.
Yeah.
My brain is pudding.
Pudding
brain.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. This is one of those books where you can just kind of read it over and over. You may find new things with it every time, but I don't know. It's also just very page turnery in a way. I felt like I was watching a movie with some good popcorn. Just turn the page, eat popcorn. That's just how it felt. So Lauren Groff really sucks you in with this one. So that's Fates and Furies.
Nice. Speaking of movies, have you seen Saltburn yet?
I am gonna watch that this weekend.
I'm obsessed.
I've heard some things, and I'm very excited to give that a watch. I did watch Leave the World Behind last night. I haven't watched Elena Knows yet, but I did watch Leave the World Behind. The book is better, of course, but it was a well done movie.
Yeah, I still have to get to Leave the World Behind, but I did Elena Knows.
Yeah, I saw your shorts.
I'm obsessed with Saltburn. Okay, I just want you to know that.
Okay,
it's my new personality
trait. If I'm obsessed too. Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Anyway,
it's saved. Yeah,
but that's not what we're talking about. So I think I talked about this on another episode, but I'm going to talk about it as a recommendation now because I don't think I recommended it at all. I think I was reading it, but that's The Lives of the Wives, which follows 5 literary marriages. And I read this. This is the last Patreon pick for my Patreon, my personal Patreon, and this book was phenomenal. I like that they picked. They didn't pick the heavy hitters. They didn't pick a Hemingway or Orwell or anything like that. They picked some of the, not that Roald Dahl is a small author, but they picked some of the smaller authors that don't get that coverage on their marriages as much. And this is fascinating and anger inducing and has made me want to read certain books. I did order a book from Elizabeth Jane Howard. That is this novel she wrote about a divorce, but she writes it in reverse. So you start at a divorce and you go back to the beginning of their marriage.
Okay.
So the story unfolds backwards, and I'm very curious to read that. So I'm waiting for that to come. It's one of the Pango books that's been taking the longest to get here, so I really hope it does get here.
Okay.
It sounded phenomenal. But it also follows Elsa Morant, who wrote Lies and Sorcery, Sorcery and Lies. I always get those mixed up. Which I'm still reading. I'm just reading it very slowly as a long buddy read. So their relationship was very fascinating. It's amazing how unlikable people can be. Radcliffe Hall and her wife are so unlikable. The two of them together are so absolutely unlikable. But also kind of fascinating. I think this
Mm.
plays really well into like one of my favorite themes of the book, which of the year, which is kind of this idea of, or two themes, the idea of having a wife so that you can be a writer, but then
Mm-hmm.
also this idea of when you know about somebody and their, like when you know like about people's problematic behavior or their like bad behavior, how does that
Yeah.
change your relationship with their work? But mostly the former, about, you know, having a wife. Roald Dahl was particularly disturbing. uh, I did not realize that he was the way he was,
Mm.
um, with his wife. You know, I didn't know that his wife had had this stroke, and he was like very aggressive with her. And on the one hand, it's like, yes, he was aggressive and helped her recuperate, but also he was a dick.
Right.
Somebody else's husband is like incredibly, he's got like all these like kinks, which we don't kink shame, but if like you're not into somebody else's kinks, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's difficult to be married to somebody who has, you know, a BDSM kink and you're not into that.
For sure.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
so it was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I think like the introduction was really good as well. It's I'll read you a little bit. It says the problem with being a wife is being a wife. Historically, the primary function of marriage was to bind women to men as a form of property and to protect bloodlines by producing legitimate offspring. Women exist to serve men in every sense, and did. Wives are young men's mistresses, companions for middle age, and old men's nurses, Francis Bacon wrote in 1597. The fundamental predicament of womanhood can be traced back to the myth of Adam and Eve, in which female agency poses an existential threat to paradise. The creation of Eve from the rib of Adam, woman from man, established the notion that women's very existence depends upon and was only validated by a dominant male counterpart. In the book of Genesis, God decrees to Eve, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be for thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Eve was probably thinking, kill me now, God, but the template was set.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. It's really
Wow.
interesting. So I having this year of I had this year of just like voyeuristically wanting to look inside people's marriages,
Yes.
which ironically fits very nicely with your book, Fates and Furies. So
Absolutely.
I love when
And
we're on like a similar brainwave.
similar color scheme
I know we're like we're on a thing today.
was
We
totally
might
a
be.
thing.
I might have pudding brain, but we're still connected. So
Still
it's that
connected.
paradise rot mycelium that we have. My
Exactly.
our
Exactly.
mushroom fingers are reaching out
Melding
to each other.
together. I love it. Yeah.
So yeah.
I forgot. I only know about that book because over the summer I was in the car listening to, I don't know, one of my mini podcasts, and they were talking about that book. And I immediately put it in my cart on Amazon because I was like, I'm gonna get that book one day and read that. But that's the only way I know about it, because I have heard no one else talk about it besides you.
That's
No
why you
one.
need to follow me.
Exactly. No one. So, and I can't remember the podcast, but they're always giving fantastic book recs because they're really on the pulse of what's coming out that you
It's
should
really good.
read.
It's on the newer side. I don't know if it's 22 or 20. It's newer. It's not very old.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah. Anyway, I think my brain
yep.
stopped for a second there.
We are. It's all good.
Anyway,
It's all good.
thank you all for putting up with us through this episode.
Thank you for
We
putting up with that
appreciate
and
you.
all my coughing, people. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you so
We
very
appreciate your
much.
support. We really do.
Welcome to another year. Is this like 3 years we've been doing this?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Because wait a minute. What did we? Wait. Hang on a minute. We started TBR Low. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. We launched TBR Lowdown podcast August 9th, 2021. So coming up.
Welcome to your 3 kids.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Time flies.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. I just realized I thought Jesus and I had been together for 3 years. He said 3 years. How long has it been? He said 5.
Oh, wow.
I think COVID screwed me up a lot. I have no idea what time. That stretch is like, I don't know what that was.
Wow.
Every time somebody asks me how long I've been a nurse, it feels like I should say 15. It has not been that long because the COVID years feel like they're longer, like it's dog years or something.
Right, exactly.
And then things in my life seem like they're not as old because I just feel like that time sort of doesn't exist for my personal life.
Exactly, but it does. You're right, it does. Wow. He's like 3 years. No, ma'am, it's been 5.
How long have you been here?
Jeez.
Time is irrelevant. It's all made up.
What is time? I tell you. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Follow us everywhere at tbrlowdown.com. And remember, everything about us can always be found on our website at tbrlowdown.com. So tell a friend, leave us a review, and share this podcast with 3 people that you know.
3 people that you know.
And that's going to do it for us. We are out of here. Bye.
Bye.